does not fox smash my door.
Come on, Charles, don't do this.
Is that a bad word?
Inaugural, height, the eggs at the end.
You fucking look like rock stars, huh? And now we are a fucking bunch of wanko.
Michael, this is total. Can I just send you an email? No, Michael, that was not right. Sorry, we went car racing.
Has everyone got their notifications switched off?
Yes, I'm on silent. I've got a fucking airplane.
Airplane, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. Right.
We'll fix Boyd's camera for next week.
Yeah. Well, you just get a plug-in one. Just buy another one. Right,
No,
ready?
mate, I'm going to spend about £1,000 doing a podcast. It's probably not even.
Well, it's going to cost you maximum like 200 quid. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Box, a Formula Fun podcast. Hello, guys.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Ben.
You all right?
You should think yourself lucky you can't see me, mate.
Yeah, it's because your camera doesn't work because you are a technophobe.
Yep, technophobe.
I'm going to post the video version of this with just a black screen for Boyd and people can imagine what he looks like.
I'd actually prefer that, to be fair, mate. So they can just think what they want about
We'll
me.
put a picture of Charles Leclerc there for you.
So it's pretty similar.
Yeah,
so
look the same.
Not a problem.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's pretty good that we start this way because then at least people have realistic expectations of Boyd's capability when it comes to tech.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll fast realise I'm not the techie one and I'm the sort of
Saying that though, I am the techie one, and I messed up the first version of this podcast.
See, I reckon I've got a theory of what's going on with his webcam. Someone's told him a story about people who get caught on camera, right, and they get blackmailed. He's panicked, put masking tape over his camera, and it's still on there, and he doesn't want to peel it away because we'll know.
Well, no, because it was the first thing I said to him was, "Have you got something over the thing?" He goes, "Oh, that's stupid," and now he won't take it off.
I just started
his camera's
sweating
on.
as you told that story.
His camera's on, and it's a black screen, so that's the only explanation.
Yeah.
I'm just lying.
It's just
I'm
like peel
paranoia.
behind it, just peek behind it, Boyd. Go on,
No.
peel it off.
No, but all jokes aside, I mean, yeah, you two are the more techie ones. I'm probably more the jokester clown of the three of us, if I'm honest.
Is that how you see
Every
yourself?
class needs a clown, so yeah, we'll see.
Is that how you see yourself? You see yourself as the jokester / clown of the group.
I hope so, mate. Hopefully, you might
nice.
get a few little laughs if for all 13 maybe listeners we've got after week one.
So let's be
mum
honest. This isn't the first episode. We recorded an episode last week. It was chaos. Some of it sounded good, but we messed up the audio.
Yeah.
And then this week we have one person who doesn't have a camera, so it's not a great start to doing a podcast. But because this is episode number 1 official of what will be on all of the
/2.
yeah, it's only 1.5. What I thought would be a really good way to start is if we all just do a short sales pitch as to why somebody would invest. Like, this podcast is probably going to be an hour long, and if you got to this point and you think one of them hasn't got their webcam sorted out, why am I going to bother spending the rest of this hour listening to these Formula One experts and learn about Formula One? So I thought we could all go around and explain why this is going to be a good podcast, and then we'll get straight into it. How does that sound?
Sounds
Good,
like a
but
great idea.
pressurising. Thanks for that, Brad.
So I'm going to go first because I've teed it up, and that's going to give Boyd a little bit of time to kind of get his stuff together.
And to work out what the question was.
And I'm Googling pictures now for podcasts.
No, you're not allowed to put... Right, Googling who's going to bat as a pitch. Right, anyway.
I'm joking, mate.
So here's my pitch, right? Is sometimes you get into things and then you want some content. And then when you start listening to the content, you go, fucking hell, these people really know what they're talking about. And it can be intimidating. You don't understand what they're talking about. You're interested in the subject matter. This isn't going to be one of those podcasts. So it's almost certain that anybody listening to this is going to know more than the three of us combined about Formula One. And I think that's good for mental health because we're not going to make people feel bad. Everyone likes to feel superior. Then you're going to come away from this podcast feeling like I know more than those people who did that podcast.
They do a podcast and they don't know anything about it.
Exactly. And I think when you see that, you'll go, anything's possible. Anything. So it's going to be a motivational podcast that doesn't degrade people's mental health. And you will get to hear little bits about Formula One that you probably already knew, but just not in the way that we explain it.
Like the Ferrari is red.
Yeah. Right. Ben, your turn. Go.
I think people will enjoy this podcast because hopefully there's people out there that see things the way we see them, which is from a slightly left field, obscure view of reality, is that everything's weird. If you can find the weird in something, it becomes far more enjoyable. So, and also there's going to be some brilliant impressions.
Hope so. Boyd,
Wow.
pitch it. Go.
What they said. No. So yeah, like as Brad said, it will probably be. We don't know loads about F1, but that isn't the point. It's the point to just have a bit of a laugh, bit of fun, and you can kind of go, actually, these guys are pretty funny.
I mean, everyone's.
I'd like to listen to their podcast, and when you have your little moan offs and all that, we agree as well. So like when you're really frustrated watching that F1 on that Sunday, we'll be the guys to talk about those really frustrating things that we actually can't change, but we would have liked to have done, and that's it really. So
Is that Boyd,
enjoy it.
Is that Boyd putting his hat in the ring for the Ferrari strategy job there?
Mate, it's nailed on then, mate, isn't it? Fuck everything up. You've got the job.
Yeah. I bet they can get their camera working. I bet they can't.
What tyres am I going on to? None. We're just going to take them off and see how you get on, Charles Leclerc. Oh, you poor bastard.
That's his next. That's the next thing that happens to him.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a bad pitch from me, but yes, I think hopefully people will get the concept of it.
I didn't think that was so bad. And the thing I thought was worth adding to this is if you're listening to this, you probably went onto Spotify or wherever and search Formula One. And it might not just be people who are our friends and know us and live in the same town. And because we're all from Essex, I think there's an important thing people need to know so they don't think we're bullying each other, in that if you like someone, you take the piss out of them. And if you don't like them, you ignore them. So if you hear us essentially making each other look stupid, it's not because we dislike each other or we're trying to bully each other. That's just a little, just putting it out there just in case people get
basically
confused.
what we've done for the last 20 years of our lives of friendship. Basically, we don't go out for beers. We don't say how is everyone. We just basically slag each other off.
When was the last time you asked each other how each other was?
I mean, we could do that
except
now,
for in Ibiza. How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I shared a room with Ben in Ibiza, and we barely spoke about how life was. Really, I don't think we really said much to each other, did we, mate? But let's save that because we're meant to be talking about F1.
Yeah, we did talk about F1 quite a lot. And we just talked about how George Russell really likes Christina Aguilera pipe, feet XDNA.
And we talked about doing this podcast, and here we are. So at least we're actually making things happen.
And I think that's a huge achievement because most times if you're in a Ibiza situation and you have an idea, it's very rare that idea would actually happen. So
it's normally starting a double glazing company with someone you've never met before.
Exactly.
Me and Ben wrote it on the wall in chalk, so we didn't forget in Ibiza. I don't think the hotel manager was best pleased.
So why don't we start off with talking about some of the things that have happened in Formula One this week? I think we need to maybe stay away from talking about the Grand Prix that much. And the reason is Ben hasn't finished watching it, super fan.
I was in Cornwall as a kid.
You were. Boyd watched the whole thing. And then I lied to you both this morning when I said I watched it. I watched the highlights on the train. There's 7 minutes of the Grand Prix I've seen of today's. And basically, to summarize it, Ferrari fucked it up.
As always. That is just insane that they've done it again. Like the strategy, because all I know is that the strategy is they put him on the hard tires. And after everyone said, don't go on the hard tires because they were bad.
But it feels like with Ferrari for the last couple of weeks, if it was WWF, you would 100% expect that someone's gone in there and they're pretending to be in Ferrari and someone's going to get hit over the head with a metal chair.
Yeah.
Because every time I watch it, they're just like, well, what could we do that would fuck up this? And then they do it. It's weird.
Yeah, I think
it's like they're throwing it.
I think what it is Red Bull. Max started outside the top four, like first. Actually, it was a stat today. I think this is probably the wrong stat because I don't know that much about F1, but 2018 was the last time that Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen both started outside the top 6, and that was in Bahrain. So he started 10th. But going back to the time,
you mean 2018?
2018, sorry. Yes. Thank you for the correction.
Just a bit of knowledge there.
Knowledge. So they interviewed Christian Horner the other day, and he said Gasly and I think it was K-Mag, good old K-Mag, was on the hard tyre, and they saw that they were losing lap time and they were definitely the slower option. So when Leclerc came in and went on the hards, they instantly switched Leclerc. No, I can't remember what I'm saying now. Sorry. They instantly switched.
Very informative. Thanks, Boyd.
My mic dropped off there. Sorry. They instantly switched Max onto the medium so he could then gain the pace, and then obviously Leclerc just completely dropped off. Bless him.
I feel like in this podcast there's like you run off and you start trying to give some facts, and then you both are Ben's Saints, you're Leclerc, and I'm the pit of Ferrari. And as soon as you start getting some success, I'm going to pull you back and say, actually, come back into the box and let's get back to talking about things that are funny, because we don't want to get
being
confused.
Serious.
We don't want to know our place. We want to know our place in the world. We don't want to get confused with thinking that anybody needs some real information. So
I've got some real information though that we did talk about before, and I think we should go back to this because this is the thing about Fernando Alonso comparing Formula One fans to football fans now. I think we need to talk about this because it has got my backup.
Well, so do we recreate the moment and we pretend we haven't already had this
I think we talked about this on the first try at this, and but the more I think about it, the more it's got my backup, because I hate football and I hate football fans. And to be compared to a football fan, with Formula One, I love all the teams in Formula One. There's fun and there's joy in every single team. Not every single driver, because Lance Stroll can suck my dick because I hate him. But
he's probably the worst.
He's very offensive. But I think everyone will agree that Lance Stroll is really annoying. I just wanted to bring that back. That's a good bit of news that we should discuss, and also it will bring us on at the end of that. Will bring us on to a more recent bit of news. I've got a segue prepared.
And I've already got some content ready for that segue. So I see it coming and I'm prepared for it. So why don't I re-pitch my reason that we are not like football fans?
Yes, please do.
Go on.
So my idea around us being like football fans would be that when you grow up, and I don't like football, but people who grow up whose dad liked Chelsea, essentially you become a Chelsea fan because your dad liked it. You go to the game together, and it doesn't matter what happens to Chelsea, you stick by them. It's one sort of football fan. Or your dad didn't like football, but you start liking football, so you just go, who's the best team, and you know, all the people who support Manchester United. We're not like football fans because we literally don't care about the teams or who wins. We just like a Drive to Survive. We're fans of Netflix. That's our allegiance, is Netflix.
We are the male equivalent of people who like Kardashians.
100%.
That's all we are. We are Kardashian fans that don't want to say they like the Kardashians, so we like Kardashians. That's what they should have called it.
Good joke there.
Yeah, that was like a one out of 5 star. Was that the segue?
No, I've got a segue from Alonso.
So before you move from Alonso into Vettel,
giving it away now, isn't it?
Oh, it's pretty fucking obvious that was going to happen.
Ben's notes are screwed.
So I saw something about Alonso's move to Aston Martin, and it referred to it as a surprise move, which obviously came after the news about Vettel. And the only thing that was a surprise about that was that him and Vettel weren't going on like a cruise together. The surprise was he was going to continue driving a car.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why someone that age wants to.
Or
we've worked this out. We know why.
They went down the pub together and they went, shall we quit together? Yeah, let's do it together. Like handing you noticing in a job. He's come out. He's gone. He's quit. He's gone.
You're going to do it. You're going to 100% do it. I'm 100% quitting. And then he went, I'm moving to Aston Martin.
Yeah, actually,
I've seen an opening and I've swooped in.
Yeah. So
I don't know why you'd move though, unless he's got some inside knowledge about the next year's Aston Martin car. The Alpine is just flying this year.
Well,
so fast.
Do you think Alonso was negging out Vettel then?
Yeah,
totally. we're too old for this shit.
Yeah,
I reckon he's tricked him. I do generally think he's tricked him a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So,
come on, Seb. I think we should.
I feel absolutely gutted. Because Seb can't turn around there, can he, and go, I'm coming back, you know.
I can't believe he's done this to me.
Yeah.
Worst. That's the worst Vettel impression ever.
He's got
and
quite considered.
He's got
quite considered. No,
all right, so
he's quite considered. I think maybe I don't know.
So overall,
I like
he's obviously gone for a massive pay pack and another. What is it? Is it a 2-year deal? Is it? Yeah. So this is his last paycheck. This one.
Alonso will be on that track on one of those mobility scooters shaped like a Ferrari car at this rate. Like, he needs to retire, man.
But there was two funny things that came from Vettel. So I was, because I didn't watch the Formula One, as I was on the train back, I watched some videos while I was on there. Like a true fan, I watched some 3-minute videos.
Yeah, good.
Prep for this. And one of them was the driver's reactions after the race. So it went through, and Hamilton was doing that thing where he rubs his neck. He rubs his neck when he's unhappy, I've noticed. And so he was rubbing his neck, saying how unhappy he was and sort of looking around the room. And then Leclerc and Sainz, they didn't pull any punches. They were angry. They were legit angry. So you're going to see problems there. And then when it cut to Vettel, he went, yeah, I had fun. It went straight from everyone complaining to him saying he had fun. And then I got onto looking at some of the content around Vettel's resignation. Now, have either of you watched the video?
Or the one when he's like basically the Imagine video. When
he's reading that, he sees it.
I'm a father. I am a eco warrior, like that.
Yeah, it's not just on the track; it's off the track.
It's not just on the track; it's off the track. Yeah.
So these were my 3 favorite quotes from that video. Ready?
I'm just thinking of the video. Sorry.
I went for it twice, and I put them in order of what my favorite 3 is. I've counted them down from 3.
I wish you told me about this so we could have done ours.
Right. In at number 3.
Right.
Children are the future.
Believes the children are the future.
And coming in at number 2, my favorite color is blue. And
never driven any left Red Bull. It should have stayed. It was his favorite color.
Are they blue?
Yeah, Red Bull
purple,
blue.
Are they?
Well, it's kind of like a matte.
They're blue.
It's like a matte.
They are the color of a Red Bull tin.
Anyway, let's pass on from this. So in at number 1, the thing that I thought was you can't leave out of any retirement video is I like chocolate. So we've got my favorite color is blue, children are the future, and I like chocolate. And then what I thought was really interesting about it was he started to go down a path where he was going to call out the F1 for things he was unhappy about, but then didn't actually say what they were. So was he unhappy that there's no female drivers? Is there not enough people of color? There's so many things that you could be upset at. But he just said there's things I'm unhappy about, and then didn't really call them out, and I thought that was a bit of a missed opportunity, especially when you wasted time to tell us what your favorite food is and what your favorite color is.
Yeah, the video was really bizarre. It was kind of like, because he's just started his Instagram as well, didn't he, to post that video. So he'd never turned his Instagram on before, and that was the first thing he did was post that video. It just feels like a bit of a weird PR stunt that just doesn't land as well as it should have. And if you're going to call him out, I guess he's not called them out because he's going to be coming back for Porsche.
I reckon Alonso was filming it. I reckon it was his camera.
Tell them that you hate it. Tell the FIA their shit.
Keep giving more information. It's got to be a longer video. The algorithm, they like long videos. My favorite color is blue, like chocolate, and children of the future. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. By the way, I'm moving to Aston Martin. I'm not really quitting.
Yeah, it's so weird. It looked like it was a Calvin Klein advert, or it was just weird that it was all in.
If he'd started by going, imagine all the people, imagine there's no hunger, imagine
I like chocolate. So, is there any other news from this week?
Not.
Ben, you're the news man. Come on.
Not really news. Leclerc's favorite band are Coldplay, which is disappointing because Coldplay fucking suck. What do you reckon his favorite color tire compound is? I think it's yellow.
Mate, your jokes are on low levels today.
I've been on
a long drive. You got one,
and I've been dadding for 4 days straight.
Well, I blew a bit of content because I messaged it to you, and you told me off and said you should have saved it for the podcast, which was in my head now because I know his favorite band is Coldplay. Anytime something doesn't go right for him, I just think he hears you try your best and you don't succeed.
Try your best,
so because we had done that, and when we had that conversation, the F1 the Grand Prix hadn't been on, and then when everything happened that happened, I just immediately I wanted it to just cut to Coldplay.
We should do this. We should start making these little videos for our Instagram, really.
Well, there you go. That's just a job for you because you do video editing stuff.
That's my job, yeah.
Then the head honcho Ferrari comes in and just goes, "I will try and to fix you." And this
didn't do very well, did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's another question then. So if Charles Leclerc's favorite band is Coldplay, what do you reckon Carlos Sainz's favorite band are?
I just think he listens to like a Spanish guitar.
Yeah, exclusively Spanish guitar.
Carlos Santana.
And it's his cousin playing it.
Yeah.
To him at that time.
Carlos, ding ling 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 ling, like flamenco guitar, isn't it? That's it. All right, George. We know what George Russell.
We know what George Russell. He likes to listen to Christina Aguilera, so that's fine.
feet.
We won't guess them all, mate. You know what I mean? But
I don't think George Russell has favorite music.
No, I don't think
he
he likes
just goes
music.
on Spotify and he says play music, and it just plays whatever is the most played song that day, and he has it in his ears.
Just so in case someone stops in to ask him, we can go Christina Aguilera feet XDNA. How do
I
you
feel
know?
like Russell gets? I feel like Russell gets a bit of stick because look, he's a little bit geeky, but I like that about him, and I actually really like Russell, and I wanted him to win on Sunday. When he got that pole, it was his first pole, and he was absolutely buzzing. But obviously, the Ferraris.
He's so posh, though.
He's like, very posh.
He's northern posh as well, isn't he?
Well, not really. He's
like Midlands posh.
He's Kings Lynn posh, so he's just near where
Midlands.
I am. You notice on the interviews, like
I don't know if it is. Maybe it is.
They never they always just have to say, keep they'll go, look, you've just got a P2 and a P3, you've made the podium. What they go, there's still work to be done. We need to keep pushing. We're a long way off, but I don't know. They don't ever go, the car felt great.
We smashed it.
The pace was great today.
Max does.
1 week, you just go, the car was on fire today, guys. Well done. They go,
it's Carlos says that a lot, though. It's literally on fire.
There's a lot of work to be done and all the time. It's just like 1 week, just go, the car was the bollocks this week. I loved it, but I don't know.
I have not seen all of it. I saw
that was what was impressive. I mean, you kind of have a go at us for spoilers, Ben, because you just joined.
No, I've seen most of it anyway. I've seen the end, so I know.
Tough shit now, mate. It's Monday night. You should have watched it. It's your own fault. Sorry.
I know. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
So Max spinning out,
gangster,
right, and then winning. In my mind, if I was playing F1 22, I'd just quit. If I spun around, I'd go, game's over, bored,
flashback,
and walk off.
Instant replay, flashback, go.
And the problem is when Max,
he's an animal.
Not that this happens a lot, but when he doesn't start in like the top 3 on the grid, even if he's back where he was, even 10th, he knows deep down, he'll rip through those drivers because that Red Bull car on the straight. I actually think he prefers it and he likes a challenge. He likes a Leclerc up his arse now because it's almost too easy for him some weeks, and he likes the challenge. Like the other week, he goes, it was a good challenge and all that. Like when Leclerc ballsed it up, he was like, it would have been interesting to see how the race played out. But obviously,
well, he's not racing, is it? When it's just when you just get P1 and then you just drive.
When you get clean air, Ben, it's not a
clean
race.
air. When you get in the clean air.
No, to be honest, I had a bit of a premonition yesterday that didn't come true. Ben, you can see me, can't you, Boyd, on the webcam?
I can see both of your handsome faces. Yeah.
Can you see that one of my eyes looks a little bit redder than the other?
Well, I'm sort of getting all close.
Did you get like a Ferrari?
Is it like your left eye?
Your face painted like a Ferrari.
So yesterday, my daughter had. She said she had a pain in her eye, but I think it was just a little bit of dust. And then I kind of went, let's just a bit of dust, get over it, right? As you do as a dad. Yeah. And then I woke up with a sty in my eye.
Oh, so I had one of them. They're the worst.
But I looked on the bright side and I thought, Steiner. It could be a sign that Haas are going to get some points. So I thought it's the only way I can link this back to something positive. They didn't. So basically, I've just been left.
Said the car wasn't great today. He tried his best, but it just wasn't good. A14 is all we deserved with the car. It was great, but there's lots more to do in the break.
They drifted into South African then, just briefly.
You started well. You started well, mate.
Yeah. I did. Well, it's because I've run out of words that I know that he says.
Well, we don't see a lot. You don't see him much, do you, in the paddocks?
We got a bit of him. We got a bit of him in the French GP. He came out. I don't know. We're going to cut to Gunther Steiner now, and then we had like a good minute of content.
If anyone from Netflix is listening to this, please, not that you ever would be, please get Steiner involved more on Drive to Survive season 5.
Well, I mean, they might have some kind of agreement with him that says, listen, mate, you are the main character of Drive to Survive. Everyone knows that. You and Ricardo are the main characters. Everyone else is just.
And to be fair, Brad, if they're in the paddock with old, like, the Ferrari or Horner, it's just like, they're up there all the time. I suppose he's much better value. So when it comes to Drive to Survive, I reckon the cameramen are like, get the fucking there now. Steiner's going off on one at K-Mag and Schumacher again.
Yeah. And also, Ben's got kids, but you don't, Boyd. So.
Right.
Breaking news, guys.
No, when you're a bit old, when your kids are a bit older, like my daughter's a teenager, right? So she goes off and a phone goes out of signal, right? It goes out of signal because she doesn't want me to phone her. And I think that him not being on Sky Sports is probably, he knows Gene's going to call him and he's going to just go, I'm fucking talking to him. I can't do this again. But he doesn't want Sky Sports seeing him ping the phone. So he just hides away and goes, I've got to stay out of Sky Sports Cam's reach. Because that could blow my cover.
Yeah.
Right, so I just had some breaking news.
Go on then.
F1 related breaking news come through Daniel Ricciardo, aka the Honey Badger, is going to retire at the end of this season.
No,
wow, is that literally just come through?
Eight race wins, 32 podiums, one phenomenal career. But he's got
no titles, no championships.
No titles,
though.
yeah.
Wow, is that literally?
I think it was inevitable that it was going to go. That just come through on.
What do you reckon, IndyCar? Or just retire and just not do it anymore?
I think he'll go and do something like
comedian,
rally, or he'll probably do something. Well, rally's fucking difficult, but I think he'll do something like extreme sport thing. Maybe become a BMXer.
I'm going to drop him an email now and see if he wants to get on a Formula Fun box just to make a little guest appearance.
Well, that's what I was going to say before we. Before
Mate, if I was, who's it? Is it Mark Webb? Mark Webber?
Webber.
If I was Mark Webber, mate, I'd be trying to lock my contract in. Ricardo's a great replacement for him. TV quality, isn't
he? Yeah.
He's coming for your job.
Bring back Vettel again, then sod it. He's just heard the news on Ricardo. I'm going to do a UE
now.
Yeah.
I bet Alonso's like, Jesus Christ, I could have gone back to McLaren again.
Alonso's just done the same spiel to him that he did to Vettel, didn't he? He goes, we're
all retiring. All three of us are retire together.
There'll be no drivers left.
Lewis, do you want to retire as well? Come on, we'll
it'll be Lance Stroll on the grid on his own with empty cars racing around going, I've done it, Brad. I've fucking done it.
I was listening to an interview with him earlier, and he's got you know when you hear someone and you think you have the same voice as someone else, he has the same voice as who's the guy that was in Wolf of Wall Street?
Leonardo. Seth, not Seth.
Yeah,
I know the one you mean though. The guy who was in Superbad.
Yeah, he sounded
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, yeah.
Jonah Hill's not Canadian though, is he?
I think that, so Seth Rogen is, and they all grew up.
Are we allowed to use Google whilst we're doing the podcast?
Yeah, of course you can. I've been Googling it. Also, another bit of important news. This is just some updates to the people out there that Nicholas Latifi is officially mathematically can't win the World Drivers' Championship.
Oh, do you know what? I put money on him. It was only 5 million to 1.
Latifi is officially can't win the Drivers' Championship now. It's mathematically impossible, which is a shame.
To Latifi, to me, going back to sort of the work analogies, he's like, Brad's got his own business. He hires salespeople, right? So if he it'd be like him hiring Latifi. They're on monthly bonus, monthly target, and he's been there for like 2 years and not brought in one sale. He hasn't actually got 1 point. So you'd be like, mate, you're out of the job. Like, without sounding horrible, obviously he's a good driver. There's only 20 of them in the world. He's in there risking his life every week without driving at high speeds. But like, there's got to be a cut-off point where you kind of go, you haven't scored 1 point. Like, if they sat you in a room, you know when you're trying to sack someone, like you just lay them in that room.
I'd sack me before.
You just slide over the bit of paper and go 0 points. And
you take him to a burger restaurant, like when I
get him a raw burger.
You get him a burger. I didn't ask the burger to be raw, Ben. I thought it was going to be a, people say like the shit sandwich. It was the shit burger. So you say, here's what you're doing bad. No, here's what you're doing good. Here's the bad thing, but also there's a good thing. Or the shit on toast, which is you're doing something bad, but also there's something good. I think that's how it works.
For anyone listening,
so I went for the burger.
Work for Brad, and Brad basically, sorry Ben, binned him off.
Binned me off.
Yeah, but it was the start of a great friendship.
But here we are.
Yeah,
now
we were already friends though. So
and what Brad did.
Well, no, if anything, you furthered you encouraged me to go out on my own and
you spread your wings, mate.
Myself. Yeah, I did. I spread my wings and fly, and now I'm in a studio that I own, recording a podcast about Formula One.
Oh, are you actually in the studio about? Or is it one of those fake backgrounds you can do on Zoom where you're in like Hawaii or something? You actually know where, to be fair, mate. But going back to what Brad said, you are there. We're all on here doing a podcast, and that is what we do, slag each other off for the last 10 or 15, actually probably even longer than that, 20
No,
years.
we dug into, we thought you were talking about the hour. We haven't, we basically dug out Alonso, Vettel.
Yeah.
So we're just going through systematically, meaning that no one will
I think we should just skip over the Ferrari team. They seem to have had a bad enough time. We don't really want to pick on them anymore. You can't kick someone when they're down.
Shall we move away from the news into our regular feature, which is our game? And I've realised that when we did the sample game the sample podcast last week, the audio sounded shit on. I invented a game that was amazing, but
big yourself
because no, I'm just full out.
It was amazing.
It's an amazing game.
You can see Bradley's head right now on camera. It's just getting really big.
Yeah, it's like, remember in Tony Hawk's when you could like put the code in, everyone play with big heads.
Yeah, it's an we all agree it's an amazing
DK
game
mode.
with it's an amazing game with an amazing name. But the downside is I did try and recreate it today, and then it was very difficult because I ran out of the quotes. So this will be the once and only time we played this game. Unfortunately, it was going to be a regular, so I'll have to invent
We could
a new
just
game.
there'll be a new game every week, I think, based around the same kind
Let's drum
I'll-
roll then. And
I'll
Brad,
be
what is the name of the game then?
Okay, the name of the game is Toto, Man, Band, or Pan. And the idea of the game is I will read out a quote and then I will go to Boyd and Ben where they will tell me whether that quote is from Toto the man, Toto the band, formed in the late 70s, famous really in the 80s, or Toto the Pan, which is the toilet manufacturer, the Japanese toilet manufacturer. So in doing this, it was really easy last week because there was some great quotes, but then just there aren't that many quotes that work for all three of them. So this will be the last time we use this one. So let's start with the first quote, and that is...
Oh, hang on a minute. Wait, Brad, you haven't explained some more stuff. What do we get for getting
so you
right?
get
ridiculous amounts of points, right?
You get...
Yeah, it's
no, it's 20 points per win, and then we'll have a bonus question at the end, and that you never know
you
how
a
many
million
points.
So if you get all of them, if Ben gets all of them right and I get the last question right, I'm just going to win anyway.
So
fine. Yeah. So that'd be like Latifi getting a win and winning the championship.
Yeah.
Off Max Verstappen. Right, let's go then, Brad. I'm up for the game.
Yeah, it'll be good. So sorry, it's very unprofessional. I was just checking.
I feel like if we were more professional, we'd have like a quality song to come in and go like game of the week.
Toto, or Toto.
Toto.
It's time to play Toto.
Everybody likes playing games.
Okay, right. So we'll go with the first quote. The first quote is, "Money's got me crawling on the floor."
Oh, I'm going.
Toto the band.
Band.
You're both going band?
Band.
It doesn't make it interesting if you both go band, but okay.
Well, no,
you both got that right. That is 20 points each.
Yes, it's neck and neck.
Oh, I feel like it's going to be too easy because I used the good quotes last week.
You can use some of the old ones.
I've probably forgotten them, Brad, to be honest, yeah. And
no, I think you'll remember them. Let's try it. This might fall flat.
I've got the £1 million right anyway.
Okay, so this one I'll have to remove some words from because it'll give it away. So there'll be a few ms in there, which will be words I can't say, not because of swear words, but just because they'll give them away.
It's over 18s, this podcast, just if anyone's listening.
The uses cutting edge sensing technology.
Oh, I'm going to say pan.
I am also going to say pan.
Fuck, this isn't working. Yes, it's pan. You both get 20 points.
Yes, 40 all.
Okay, this one might be a bit more divisive.
Okay.
The minutes pass through the hourglass.
I'm going to say the band. Yeah, do you know what? I was going to say band, but just because Ben said that, I'm going to go a bit different. I'm going to say pan, just to throw it out there.
Pan.
It's mental. What
was the question again? Give me it again.
No, he said it now.
No. So you're saying the minutes pass through the hourglass, and you're saying that's a toilet manufacturer said that on their website.
I just wanted to hear you say it again and get annoyed at me. I'll go Toto the man just to be a little bit different. See if I can get anywhere. Okay, I think it is band though, but I need to make some ground up.
Okay,
then we're drawing.
20 points to Ben.
Oh, right, brilliant. So it's all right. You'll get the points back.
I'll get the
when you
1,000
points
for
like 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one before we move on to the bonus question is emotions run high when you're having a bad day.
Oh, it's
band. I'm beating Ben. I'm going band.
I'm going the man.
Oh yeah.
Dodo Wolf. What?
Emotion.
Everybody's got a target on the back.
I'm going to go band, Brad. Final answer.
Man.
Another 20 points to Ben.
So 80-40.
That's it, 80-40. So you think you've got this in the bag, right, Ben?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not with the amount of bonus points you give out.
Wait, this is like the gold buzzer on Britain's Got Talent. You hit this, you're in straight through. Happy days.
Okay, so for 50 points.
Oh, is that all?
Well, that would give Boyd the win if he wins.
It would, yeah. It would.
Yeah,
like
so
10 points, not 1,000.
it could be a
He
million
can't make
points.
me not give me a chance to win because it would just be pointless in doing the last question. Imagine he goes, Boyd misses out by 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
just make it fair, 49 points.
For 50 points, how old, and without using Google, was Toto Wolff when Toto the band released their debut album?
Oh.
Closest answer wins.
How old was Toto the man?
You can go first, boys.
What, when the band released their first album?
Yeah, so imagine Toto Wolff, right, in a younger state than he is now, and this band come out, Toto, with their debut album in
How old was he?
1979.
I don't know how old
Ben,
Toto
I can
is.
see you clicking around. I don't
No,
want
I
to
don't.
cheats.
I'm not cheating. I promise. I'm not cheating.
So
I
you
don't
got-
even know how old Toto is now, though.
that's the interesting thing. When I
guess, mate.
learned, when I worked out how old he was, when I thought I'd made a calculation error, but I hadn't.
This could be so embarrassing and so wrong, but I've got no idea. But Ben, I mean, do you want to go first?
No, you can go first, mate.
No,
I
because
made
you'll
this
just go
mistake last
one
time.
either side of me. Then you got a 50, like a better chance.
Well, that's what you did last time. How you got your 100 points, so you can go first.
You know.
right?
Oh, by the way, as well, no one wins anything for this game.
There's no
It's like-
prize.
It's kind of irrelevant, but
It's bragging
hopefully
rights.
People are listening and going, "Oh, actually, got to the end of it," but yeah, let down. Okay, I'm going to go with something really stupid because I'm trying to work out how old he is. I don't know how old the Toto band and that is as well. I'm going to go 20 years up 20.
I'm going to go 13.
Complete guess.
I'm saying 13.
Right. So let's just work out. So in 1979, if
Yeah.
Toto Wolff was 20, how old would he be now? He'd be 63. Okay. So do you think Toto Wolff is currently 63?
He looks good for it.
He does look good for it.
He looks,
because
if he is, he looks good
okay,
for
so
it.
Boyd said he was 20 in 1979.
And I said 13.
Okay.
Which
he
is
was
really
actually-
old still. I think he's probably about 1.
What's your answer?
No, it was probably, I'm going to say 10. 10.
He was actually 5 years old.
I'm still
Ben
closest, so
has
I'll win.
smashed it with
Ah,
90
I would have been
points.
closer with 1 as well, wouldn't I?
You
well
would have
done,
been.
Benjamin. Well done.
Yeah,
You've
well,
won. Fuck all, but
90
respect.
points. Can it,
But this actually created like a weird kind of existential crisis when I worked this out, because I thought he was older, but not because he looks older, but just he carries a wealth of knowledge, and let's be honest, he's absolutely fucking loaded.
And he's probably
Yeah.
a bit of work done, hasn't
So-
he? Got a bit of Botox, all that.
do
He's
you
probably
reckon?
looking-
I reckon he's
Yeah.
naturally that young looking.
No
So
way.
then what I got into is this thing of going, right, he's born in 1975. I was born in 1983. So will I be running my own Formula One team in the next
You
8
can- you
years?
play your
I don't
cards
think
right,
so.
mate.
I don't think I will. So that got me into a bit of a crisis where I
You're
realized
just not
that,
as good as you've just
not
not
as
lived
good.
your life as
it's
well
like
as he is.
where some people say when you reach 27, there's a bit of a crisis because that's how old Kurt Cobain was when he died, and that's how old Jesus was, and loads of people.
Do you
have done
reckon
loads of
Jesus was 27?
apparently so. Someone
Part
told
of the
me that
27
once.
Club. Him, Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain,
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that was right though, Brad. We do like the game. It was good. We
It's
will.
a
I,
really
I
good
will
game.
do. I will do a next one, and to tee up just so our wealth of listeners next week, I will be doing Christian or Christian, which will be Christian Horner quotes and quotes from the Bible. I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find some bits in there that work.
Are you going to sign yourself up then to be the designated game man? Every
I'll do
week?
games. Yeah,
You're on games.
I'm on games.
Right.
Right,
So
I'll-
I think as we come to the later part of the show, I've got an idea we can pitch for the show, and that is the debate. And that's where we have a debate,
Okay.
because you guys said something really fucking stupid when we were in Ibiza, and we started
No,
What
a
was it?
debate,
It's not like us.
and then we said, let's not do this. Let's do it on the podcast.
Okay. What
So
was it?
you both think
Oh, no.
that if you were given a day, in a
Oh,
Formula
yes.
One car,
Oh, yes.
right,
Yeah.
that
yeah,
you would
okay, yeah.
you would be able to not be last.
No.
Yeah, that was
oh,
it. Yeah.
No. I said, right, you're in the Red Bull car, right? There's nothing wrong with the car. It's at top form. It's
It's
the
not
car
Ferrari.
on fire.
Ferrari are managing your.
You're in the
strategy.
best car. You get 3 hours, a whole day practicing around the track all day. When it
3 hours
comes-
isn't a whole day, Ben. Boyd.
It's not.
No,
it's,
well,
it's,
no, I
if
said
anything,
3
else,
hours
it's
or
quite a
most or a
small
whole
portion
day.
of the day.
All right,
I
fine,
reckon
let's
you got a
just-
whole day, and
Mate,
then
it took you an hour to get your webcam to work. So
and it doesn't
It
work,
still
and it
works.
still
It's
and it
doesn't
still
work.
doesn't work.
It's because it's a Ferrari camera, all right? It ain't working. It's fucked. But anyway, all right, let me go back. So I said you get 3 hours in the car practicing, and then qualifying comes up, right? You get your free practice, you get your 3 sessions. Could you what did I say? No, it wasn't even the elimination, was it? It was like, could you just finish like one off the bottom out of every single driver if they put in their fastest laps?
Yeah, you could, because Ferrari would get a DNF, so you would.
No, that doesn't count.
All right, okay.
That doesn't count, because then that would literally just be like Ben's into Formula One, the game. I bought it and I played it once and I haven't really got into it yet, but I'm going to. And then he keeps sending his lap times, but his lap times that he got excluded.
I did that once.
This is you did it more than once, and you were going, oh yes, I got a 130, but I was exceeded track limits. So it was like
130 out track limits. But track limits,
but you don't announce someone, oh, I got 130, but I exceeded track limits.
So Alonso, let's go back to Alonso. He said that the FIA are treating the drivers like children by giving them these track limits penalties, because a lot of them, it's just the way the car moves. They want to use that line. They should be able to. So I think I should be able to, even though I then went back and done it and complete. And
okay, let's get back to the debate.
Hang on, though,
right?
Can we just point out what track was this on as well? No one's even mentioned this.
Silverstone.
Silverstone, the default one.
Right, and what cars were you both in Red Bull?
Right, so you guys were both saying you could do this. I was saying you can't. So that's the debate. So you're both in Red Bull cars.
Yep.
And you get 3 hours.
Yep.
And then it's qualifying, right? Let's just picture this in reality. You're in the car.
No, you got 10 hours.
10 hours.
You
have 20 hours and you won't be able to do this. So you're in the car. It's your first day of driving a Formula One car. And then you think you're going to not be at the bottom of qualifiers. You're going to get, first of all,
the more you say it, the more it sounds mental. Yes,
neither of you can get round the track.
Hey, I could beat
Latifi
or Sonoda. One of them would fly off. Boydie would fly through. Boom, 19th. I would get eliminated.
I'm with Brad now. The more you say it, the more mental we sound that we thought we could do it.
Right. So based on your okay, right. So we've already established I won the argument, but let's say I hadn't. Based on your argument, who's the lowest? Who's the worst Formula One driver?
It's got to be Latifi.
Latifi or
right.
Latifi.
How much does Latifi make in his Formula One car?
How much make what, like time?
How much to get paid? I don't know what they get paid.
Well, we shouldn't get paid anything with those points.
Well, he shouldn't get any dinner, that's for sure.
I don't know. If he was on Steiner's team, he would not be getting dinner. All right.
Latifi earns $1 million.
Right. So if that was
Sonoda only gets 750,000. That's racist.
Yeah, but he's only like 15.
No, but he's better than fucking Latifi, isn't he?
So based on your argument, all they would have to do is just go and find a random person in the street and go, do you want to work for like £50?
I do £50 a year.
I do 50 quid. And they'll go back and they'll say that we've just saved ourselves 950 grand a year. I go, how? Well, we gave someone a day in the car.
Oh,
Brad,
we're not talking about a full calendar year here going to the Bahrain.
One race.
One race. Probably the most basic track ever. What is the most basic track?
A NASCAR track.
I just want some high-speed corners where I don't have to change gears too much. I can ping round and just get lucky, basically. That's it.
Gears are out.
You have to change gear to slow down.
Yeah, I'm good on the paddle shifters. I've raced Silverstone before, right, boys? I've got a bit of
what in?
A Renault Clio.
Fucking hell.
Not an Alpine then. Not
little
a Renault.
fact. No, little fact for you that I stayed out in front of an old Ferrari for 3 laps, and then he just done me on
How old was
of course
the Ferrari?
He did. Of course he did.
Well, it was like
Flintstone,
mate. He got DRS on me and he just fucking done me. But no, it was good. It was, a bit of experience there on Silverstone. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, so the experience I have in this is I've driven I think it was a Formula 3 car, and it was the most difficult thing. I hated it. It was one of these driving experience days, and it was the worst. So that's one of the bits of experience I've got. I've driven some really nice cars, and I'm a terrible driver, and I've nearly killed myself a few times. So I'm imagining that those cars aren't anything like a Formula 1 car. I reckon you just spin out of the first corner.
Yeah.
And you'd be a day into it just going, these cars don't work. You'd be saying, I need to
do you know what it would be? It would be a trackside meltdown.
Trackside meltdown.
It'd be a trackside meltdown. It'd be exactly the same as being up a mountain and forgetting how to snowball completely, and your legs.
Right, I've got one for you, right? for £1 million, right?
Hold on, Boyd. Before we get into if you had £1 million, just to close off the debate section, neither of you convinced me.
No, I
that you
backtracked.
would.
I completely backtracked.
I convinced.
No, but people listening to this, I would be one of these people listening to this going, I fancy it. I reckon I could fucking do it as well. I know, like there'll be someone out there going, 100%, I could get in that car and do that. I reckon someone would say it.
Well, there's always someone who
It's
thinks
possible,
they can
mate.
do
It could
something
be
that they're
enough.
never going to have the opportunity to do.
Someone could be.
Go, yeah, I reckon I'd knock out Conor McGregor if I met him. It's like, well, you wouldn't know, would you? Yeah, but I would if I met him. Well, you're not going to meet him, so no one's ever
No, but
going
that's
to get to
different.
prove
That's
that.
actual fighting. This is, you could just put someone in a car and they could just be naturally talented and go, oh my god, this.
Oh my
person's
god,
amazing.
no professional. Sorry, mate, no professional. No, this is my first time.
No, exactly that. All right. Well, look, the debate is Brad's right. We probably wouldn't get off the bottom, but me and Ben,
we
like,
definitely would.
Success. I heard Ben admit that was wrong.
I admitted it straight away.
So far this week, Ben won the game.
Yeah.
I won the debate. So now we're going to move on to Boyd's for £1 million.
This is really shit. So for £1 million, Brad, you've got nice cars. You drive nice cars, right? You've got to just give away all your cars, right? And you can only drive the Red Bull car everywhere.
What, the Red Bull Mini with the thing on?
No, the actual Red Bull car.
He lives in Cambridge. There's no way we're able to drive that car.
No, it's fine. So they can hire it a little bit, so there's not as much porpoising, and you can get over a few speed bumps. But so Brad, when you go up like the local Sainsbury's to just get some milk and that, you've got.
As soon as he left the thing, they go box. We have to retire the car. Box, Brad.
Brad's got 2 kids. If one of the girls wants to come with you, there's no seat for her. She's got to just strap on the back somewhere, and you've just got to thunder down the road and just like get to the Sainsbury's, get your milk, and then come back. But you get to drive the Red Bull car, and you look cool. But everywhere you go, that's your car for a whole year. Could you make it work?
Your question is, for £1 million, will I accept a Formula One car?
But you've got to drive it everywhere. Is it going to be?
But I don't really drive. That's I live in the centre of town. I don't really drive. So
you've got to drive. You've got to drive into London then on your little WeWork days and that, and then park it up somewhere in like a dodgy car park, loads of speed bumps, high curbs.
You wouldn't be able to drive around.
You wouldn't be able to drive it. You get.
Well, no, you've just got to drive it, even if you break it.
I drive it to the end of my driveway where I would crash, and then I would call someone and go, "I've crashed my Formula One car at the end of my driveway."
Trying to turn.
Then
you drive around Ely in that.
Ben, you could thunder down to your little studio. It's a fairly straight one roundabout.
You could probably drive around where my studio is, definitely, because it's like all the little boy racers do it in their 360s, whatever they are, the 318s. But I genuinely think that it'd be £1 million. I'd take the £1 million, and then I would just have to retire the car. I've retired the car. Brilliant.
But the car has to be fully functioning at the end of the 12 months.
Well, then I would just leave it there and not drive it.
No, but you have to drive. You've got to do at least 5 miles.
I don't know what the question is.
I know.
It's complicated. It's a complicated challenge.
You've got to drive a car that isn't made for the road.
No.
That if it goes over a little bump on a racetrack, the fucking front wing comes off.
Look, I just thought it'd be funny, all right? Look, but at the end of the day, I'd give it a go. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah, I'll give it a go. For £1 million, I'd try my best, and then I'd just leave it at the top of the road and block the road. Oh, what is a Formula One car on the 127? Beached.
Plus, you wouldn't have the engineer team around you to
fuck it up,
to help you. So one thing would go wrong, and it would just be no one's going to help. Imagine taking that into like.
No, so basically, what happens is when that happens, you choose 5 of your very close mates.
Oh God!
So Brad, imagine an Alan Wastel. Imagine an Alan Wastel and a few other mates, and then they work in
with GDPR, boy.
They work
names.
Oh,
get permission.
They dress up and they work in like quick fit. You blast down there and they give you a quick pit and a tyre change.
Quick bit.
Imagine that. Imagine them on the gun and the tyres. Anyway, this has got a bit out of control. This chat,
what tyres would you recommend then if you got it for the year? Would you
have to go on the hards, wouldn't you? Because they're just going to last. We're not.
I'd go intermediate because I'd have the intermediates on or the wets because we live in England.
Well, you need monster truck wheels on it so you can get over the curves.
You know when people say like the media gives people unrealistic expectation of what life's like.
Yeah,
I feel like whenever I've had a tire change at Quick Fit, it's like that because it takes so long, and you just go, does this not take 2.5 seconds to do all 4? They're like, no. Can you come back in 4 hours? Then you come back and like they've done nothing. And you
worst is
sit in that little room, with the old Top Gear magazines from the 90s. And
then there's that really shit coffee machine as well.
You've
never got the 20p's. It's only 20p's only. Like I can't even have a shit hot chocolate.
Oh, I've got one for you. bonus point going back to our game. Right. So you can reclaim victory, Boyd, if you get this.
He needs to get at least 120, 140 points.
Whatever, mate. You're in on this as well. Come on.
Right. If you get this right, and people will finish this in a minute. This is such a great question. It's such a great. This is going to. Everyone's going to love this. Every listener is going to repeat. I guarantee you, if you listen to this fact, you will be in work tomorrow challenging other people about this fact. It's that good.
Right. Go on then.
Wow.
I pitched it high. Who was the original presenter on Top Gear?
Tiff Needell was one of them.
Wrong.
No, who's his name? The guy with the bald guy. He ended up going on to fifth gear, didn't he? No? Jim Broadbent.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
you're
points.
Gonna love it.
Nil point.
You're gonna love it.
Go on then.
Mr.
wait.
What?
No, I was gonna say, was it Terry Nutkins?
No. I was about to say it's Mr. Blobby's best friend, Noel Edmonds.
Noel Edmonds.
Original Top Gear. Look at that bit of trivia.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You try and control yourself tomorrow by not repeating that as a fact. You won't be able to do it. You'll burst.
And yeah,
You
give
have
us
to
your
mention
best
Mr.
answers.
Blobby as well.
Mr. Blobby's best friend.
Mr. Blobby's best friend.
I was winding my mate out the other day because he's got glasses and grey hair, and Noel Edmonds doesn't have glasses, but I just said he looked like a hipster Noel Edmonds, and he just went berserk. Like I called him Jimmy Savile.
He's not true. He's not a true friend if he doesn't let you bully him. That's the wrong.
Yeah.
Brad, just going back to your quick fit thing quickly as well. Just I thought something. You know when they get the car and they're going to come back in like an hour, right? You go off, you do a bit of shopping, you get your coffee or whatever, get a little 99p double cheeseburger. You come back, you get all excited, and then you just get back and you see the car just up on that ramp, and it just they're going, we ain't even fucking touched it, and then it's just so long-winded.
Yeah, you guys are doing it all wrong.
So
you should
annoying.
just get Halford to do the mobile tyre fitting, and they come and they just do it on your outside your house,
Or just
like,
change your
under
name
an
mate, to fucking slow fit and be done with
No,
it.
what I did to combat it was I bought a Land Rover Defender with massive tyres with so much tread on them, and I never drive it, so I don't think those tyres will need replacing in my life. So it won't be me that replaces them. But
my car just
the
goes
biggest
through tyres. So
they wouldn't be able to handle tyres like that, Brad. It's only little shitty ones. You better hope.
But that's the other mystery. That's the other mystery about tyre places. When you go in and you say, "Oh, do you have the tyre for this?" They go, "No," and then they're like, "But I can have it in an hour." And it's like, where are you storing all these tyres that they can arrive in an hour? It's like Amazon.
This
1
one on my
hour
road.
Prime.
There's the tyre storage place where they go and pick all the tyres up is on West Road.
Or we're from Essex, they probably steal it off another car and just give you that tyre, probably. Some poor geezer's got a car with no tyre on it. Stuff.
Welcome to the Quick Fit podcast, where we talk about changing tyres and the how they do it. How can they do it so quickly?
Maybe I know our ultimate guide is ultimate plan is to have Steiner as our guest.
That is the.
But maybe if we start low and build up, maybe we could have someone who works in Quick Fit, and they tell us all the mysteries about how why are they the last people in the world to use carbon paper? You know, like the rip-off thing. That they're the only people who use that anymore.
Yeah,
I know.
This is Callum from Quick Fit in Southend, and he says that the reason they use the carbon paper is because computers don't work around compressed air.
I think we need to get someone from Quick Fit as our first guest. It will be brilliant, and we can ask them all the questions. So that was. Are we rounding this up now? Because I think this could go on till the end of time. So I think that was a really interesting Formula One podcast, and we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we did come a bit off piste, but yeah, it was all right.
I think if there was a pie chart that was amount of Formula One we spoke about versus not, it would look like Pac-Man.
I think it would be more. I would be more Formula 1. It'd be more Quick Fit than Formula One. But
I think Quick Fit would have a big
Formula
say.
1 than Toto.
We established that Toto is our hero, as is Gunther Steiner. Alonso is our sworn enemy.
Yeah, Alonso lies to people and basically gets them to quit their jobs. That's a little summary. Ferrari is shit. Toto is the man.
And Daniel Ricciardo's retired.
Retiring.
Ben, on one final point, we were talking about the little moustache thing, the little beard. Were you with me and I beef with that guy had one, and it was like a centimetre to the left.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like, mate, just cut it off. You got it wrong. Just wait a couple of days and do it again.
I have a theory about that. I reckon his missus doesn't like it in photos. So what he did was he moved it over to the left. So when he has a photo taken, he turns to like that,
and it's gone.
And it's always side. and then he just peers back round, and then it's like it's still there. It's an illusion.
Just
But it was so
illusion.
far off. It was like a centimeter out.
It was there. Not that you can see, but it was off.
Mm.
The soul patch is quite a bad beard. But then I think the Pierre Gasly like no moustache beard thing's weird as well. Like the sort of army kind of.
He's
just got like he shaved his tash off and he's just got a beard. But I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna start changing my facial hair every episode to a different Formula One driver, and you've got to get. That's the game. That's my game. Every week, I'm gonna shave my facial hair into a different Formula One star, and you've got to guess who it is. Stay tuned for next week.
It's a bit weird.
The key to a game is the name. So you need that's because you start
Formula Trim.
No.
Maybe
spend the week thinking about it.
I'll think of the name. Yeah,
get a good
Trim
one.
to survive.
That's what I was about to say.
Build, eh?
Trim to survive.
But I have noticed we always do talk about. You always bring up Alonso, Ben, quite a lot. I feel like you have
love
a little
him.
thing.
I do love him.
You
No,
found
because Ben did record. I think we might have uncovered something. Ben did do a shoot with Alonso once where he went to his go-karting track, and I remember because that was when we were in our beef for last time, and you were going straight there.
Yeah.
So I think something happened on that trip where Alonso might have rubbed Ben up the wrong way, and Ben was like, "Do you know what I'm going to do?
I think he's just annoyed that I was taller than him.
Drive to Survive, and then I'm going to start a podcast where I can just give you little microaggressions every week. And I'll show you.
I'll promise I'll drop your name in there and keep bigging you up, Alonso.
No, he didn't have the soul patch then though, but he was.
So is that what
they did have
for you, the patch?
The cafeteria at the go-karting school, Alonso and the Alonso Museum, was really nice. So that's if you do go to,
let's end the podcast there. Let's end it on a nice note where we said a compliment.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso's cafeteria at his go-kart school is very nice.
Tune in same time next week with Ben Mills, Brad Keenan, and Boyd Moore.
Box.
So make sure you like, subscribe, etc.